we're just gonna lean, okay? Work our way up the feet, up to the toes, being mindful. Sometimes your clients don't have socks on, you don't want to pull their skin. So once we do that, we're gonna palm walk up to about 3/4 of the way. If your clients are super long or your arms are super short, you don't have to do this. But I like to do this because it is like a hello, hey, we're gonna start doing work. But then for me as the therapist, I'm feeling where the tension is. I'm seeing what stuff is going on. I feel it right here. Most people are tight right in here, right above their knees. So is there any side that's bothering you more than the other?
Probably my left side.
Your left side? Okay, do you want to come around this way so you can see? Or you know what, how about this? It doesn't matter. So, you guys know snakes, right? So we're gonna just do snakes. And this is where you press down and roll. We all know this, we learned this. Why is this important to do? Or why do you guys think this is something to do? That's a great reason. The other thing is, go ahead.
Loosen things up.
Yeah, loosen things up, that's exactly right. So we're loosening up all these hip attachments, and then I'm also feeling restriction. Do you see, it's moving, and I love this, but I'm feeling a lot more in here. See how her hips don't move? Right. It's not moving, So she's obviously got tight hips. And doing this, I'm like, okay, so I see that. I know that we're gonna have some tightness in here. Okay, does that make sense? All right. So then what we can do, we're gonna bring the knee up. We all know this one. We're gonna do these big circles. We do that to loosen, lubricate the joints. Ooh, got some restriction there. Huh? That's okay, that's okay. We all know that was our clients, right? All right. So then what I like to do is I like to bring the leg over, and you guys are familiar with this stretch, right? This is a really great stretch for the hips because it's gonna stretch along this IT band and all the way in the back, right? This feels great. This is the cool part. I'm gonna take your arm, and we're just gonna open it up, right? So now we're getting the whole thoracic stretch, okay? How does that feel for you, right? You can hold her hip and press down this way, right? This is my goal. This is what I'm working on. This is our focus. This is easy. I could be on my phone, I could drink my drink, but we don't do that during our sessions, right? We're present. Exactly. Only the ones that aren't paying us. But but we have a whole other hand. So we're gonna stabilize the hip, come up right here. Here's the shoulder cap into the pecs. Be mindful of the breast tissue. We're just gonna press this hip. How does that feel? Good. So this is where she's at. Now, sometimes you'll have clients where they'll be like, oh, that really hurts. Like, hey, does it hurt back here? Does it hurt in the front? Usually it's the front, because they have really, really tight hip flexors. But right now, we're gonna be working in all of this back stuff, okay? Because usually people have tight glutes in the back, right? So if you're up here and they're like, oh, that hurts right here, no big deal. We're just gonna push the leg down a little bit and roll. How does that feel? A little bit better? So then you can come over here with these ribs and just do this. And again, this is our focus, right? Does that make sense? Do you guys wanna try that? I know it seems really simple, but let's try that real quick, okay? And then we'll go on. Yeah, you're gonna get up. And then, yeah. So, okay, so you are gonna work with Ari, all right? So, you're gonna be face up. Yeah, on the table. She doesn't get table massage. Nope, she doesn't get table massage. So you guys can pull the feet. And then another great thing to do is, let me come in real quick, is, we're pulling, and then we can also take and get this nice calf stretch, And this is really easy. Again, I'm not like, ugh. I've got my hands and I'm leaning forward. Does that make sense? So, and that's just articulating that ankle joint, getting some stretch in the calves and in your feet. It's good for plantar fasciitis and people just have tight feet, you know? How's it feel? Good. The table's also really low for her, so we can increase it. So one of the things that you guys are going to notice the more stuff we do is your table height is going to be really great and then really annoying. So static tables are a little bit harder because you have to adjust to it and you have to adjust to your client. I have an electric table and it's the bee's knees because it goes up and down like a lake. So, no, that's okay. When you were doing the tractioning, were you leaning back or were you using your arms? Good. No, that's great. I'm just making sure because a lot of people want to strong arm that. You doing okay? Are you feeling a difference in the restriction on sides? So I typically do one side, and then there's like a whole thing that I do, and then I'll do everything on the other side. That's just what works for me. So, but it depends, you know. You guys will, as you're doing this, get more and more comfortable, and then you'll start experimenting more. Which honestly, that's the best thing about being a massage therapist, is you learn things. And then you go to a client and your body doesn't fit. Like for whatever reason, like they're either too big or you just can't get in there, lots of different reasons, or they're just really petite, like you guys just don't fit together. But this is where, you know, you guys have that imagination, you guys have that excitement to try new things. How's that feeling for you? Good. So, I typically, when I'm doing stretches, I don't like to bounce as much. I like to roll and hold. Take a big deep breath. Now, if you have somebody like her who's really, really tight, right? How does that feel? Is that is that any pain up here? All great. So once we feel good, all right, what I want you to do, I want you to hold, hold. I want you to try to open your leg. Push, 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 push. Relax. You see how you got farther? Just depends. Yeah, it depends on how you feel. I'm gonna open this up. You're gonna stabilize that hip. Sure. Like you're just keeping her. Do you still feel that stretch? All right, go ahead and try. If you leave their arm off the table for too long, it'll go numb. You know, and that's just what happens. We all know that. So, you know, my clients will they'll squeeze their hands to keep that blood, or they just suffer, or they'll move it. Like, you know, you just meet your client where it's at. How does that feel?
Fantastic.
Yeah. Do you think you could come over more?
Probably.
So we can. No. Keep your hips. Yeah. Don't shift. So you're gonna bring it over, and then because she's got long legs, you're gonna push that way. You see? Do you see the difference? So it is harder because your table is a little bit lower, and if that's the case, you can back up and come in like that. Huh? No, that's okay. Well, we're learning new stuff. So, does that make sense? Okay. How does that feel for y'all giving? Does this feel hard?
No.
It doesn't, right?
It's different.
Yeah, it does feel different, but it doesn't feel hard. How?
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
There was something you did with the ribs.
Oh, so what I like to do is when I'm stabilizing this, right, we see this whole twist, right? So her ribs are right about here. Be mindful of the breast tissue. I like to take a soft, flat hand and just press down. So I'm shearing this way. Is that okay? So ribs are very, very sensitive. Kind of come up on this side. Again, mindful of breast tissue. Press in and push down. And then stick your hand in the armpit. Open that. Pecs where it meets delt. Come in and press down. Like that. You can go all like that. So all of this stuff you can hold. Like if you're just like, oh, you can just hold it. You know, like this is where we're going to be today.